I am on a bathroom that very dated. This bathroom was built in 1958. So yeah, there's blue everything. I guess they only had three colors back then. You had pink, you had avocado green, and you had blue. And this one is the blue bathroom. So from 1958, that's about, what would that be? 50, 60 years, almost 60 years. Wow, 60-year-old bathroom. So one of the nice things, other than the blue color of all this stuff, one of the nice things is that back in the day they really built things to last. These walls, without a doubt, are not sheetrock, although there's sheetrock up here. These are plaster walls. So these three walls combined probably weigh a good part of 300 pounds, maybe 350. The tub is another couple hundred pounds. This is a cast iron tub, never fun to take out. I have another video that shows how to do this best. I used to take them out just one piece, but these things weigh so much that it takes 3 grown men to get it out of the house. So nowadays I just get a 2-pound sledge and bust it up in its place. It takes probably about 15 minutes to do it that way, and then you can take out the pieces in chunks. This floor also weighs a few hundred pounds. This was built almost without a doubt on wood slat flooring. So the wood slat flooring goes down first, then they put tar paper, then they pour concrete, basically mortar, on top of that tar paper, which is really thick. And in this case I anticipate it being very thick, and then they tile over it. And as you can see, because of that type of building process that they did 60 years later, there's no cracking of the tile. Most of the grout, even though it's discolored, is still intact. So there's something to be said about the old school way of doing things, although we're in this business, we're kind of precluded from doing it that way because it would take much too long and it would be way too pricey. It would increase the cost probably 2 or 3 times about doing it the old school way as opposed to the way we do it now. These walls are the same basic makeup of the shower walls. All these walls are going to come down, and they weigh a lot because, again, you know, they're doing the lathing back here and the mortar and then putting the tile on top of that. So it's the demo process. This is probably, I'm going to guess, about 15 to 1,800 pounds of material in this very small bathroom to get this all out of here. But it's going to be updated and it's going to look really nice. So what I'm doing is a tub to shower conversion. This will go out, and from this outside wall there'll be a curb here. There'll be a nice bigger shower than what there was before. There'll be a rectangular bench in this back area. And the only way that a bench can work in here is to actually have sliders. So eventually the customer will buy a set of sliding doors that can facilitate that. You can't do a bench and then have a frameless door over here because it'll hit the bench, obviously, and over here it's going to hit the shower fixture. So anyway, yeah. So speaking of which, old style shower fixture still in use, but we're going to change that out and put a new one right here. And almost always I do a niche on the back, so on this bathroom there'll also be a niche on this back wall. There's going to be a 12 by 24 whitish type of tile porcelain that's going to be staggered all the way up to the ceiling, and then there'll be a 2 by 2 porcelain that's going to go on the floor in here. The 2 by 2 porcelain will also be the border. There'll be 2 rows of that going up here, probably right above the niche. And I believe the inside of the niche wall is also going to have the 2 by 2 porcelain, and it's going to be framed out with the bullnose. And the bullnose will also go on this wall. My bad. This wall is a window, so maybe one bullnose up here, and then there'll be bullnose from down here all the way to this level. The customer wants to keep the same theme in regard to a tiled wall outside of the shower. So about the same level, there'll be a wall here with the same tile, the same off-white tile that I'm doing in here will also be staggered in here, and it'll go up to a certain point, I think about here, and then there'll be the two, again, the same 2 rows of the tile that I'm putting on the floor here. It'll be here, and then there'll be a bullnose on top, same as the mud cap sits on the top right now, and that will go all the way around on all 3.5 walls. And then that will just kind of marry into the shower area as well. In fact, this tile, because it's the same tile, this tile will just continue out into this area, more than likely, without a break on there. The floor is going to be a darker brown, like a walnut looking porcelain tile. It's going to be a 12 by 12. We're going to do this on a diagonal. Toilet obviously will get changed out with a new toilet. Look at that tank, it's huge. That's like a 5-gallon tank. And then the vanity is going to be changed out. This is currently a 24-inch vanity, so we're going to put a 36-inch vanity in here, and updated and very nice looking. And so then I imagine there'll be some painting done after I leave, but this will be a very profound change from what it is now to what it's going to be in about 10 days. So about 10 days later I will come back. There's really no point, a lot of my videos I go into issues as far as, you know, do the tear out and show the damage and all that stuff, but honestly 60 years later it almost doesn't even matter if there's any damage. You know, there's going to be some issues, I'm sure, because it's all cast iron pipe with the toilet and cast iron pipe with the supply lines and all that stuff, but I'm going to change all that stuff out and update it. So there's not going to be any real profound things that I can show. Most likely this will just be a before and after video that I'm doing here. So I'm going to get started on the tear out. And this very old, very small bathroom is done. This is the end result. So this is, as you saw on the other part of the video, this is a tub that used to be here. So this is a tub to shower conversion, and it got converted very well, if I don't say so myself. I mean, like, you would never know there was a bathtub here. They needed a bench in here, so I built them a bench. The normal size ones don't really work, the prefab benches anyway. And they were going to put sliders on here, slider doors, instead of an anchor type of frameless setup. And because of the slider doors, it'll sit on this curb that I extended out to here. Sometimes when you have a bench like this, it's very difficult to clean on the inside of here. You can't get the glass close enough up, even with the caulking and stuff like that. You'll end up with mold and mildew in here. With sliders, it makes it much easier because you can slide this door open and clean up this area, slide it back, and not have that issue. So that works out better. Got some water in here. So everything sloped down to the drain. And you know, putting the bench in takes almost another 2 feet away from the length of the shower, but still a good sized shower. And it worked out pretty well. This is a porcelain tile, very, very hard, durable porcelain tile, and the border is as well. So the border got incorporated, well, let me say the floor got incorporated into the border, which got incorporated into the niche, which got incorporated into the walls, because they wanted all the walls tiled as well. So we have the same one-piece border that goes all the way around, except for over here, because we had a light switch there, so we just did a bullnose. And then of course the bullnose got put on the top of there, and the bullnose went up all the way to the side of the shower, as well as on the top of there. And that's really all there is to it. The floor got done as well. This is a, for lack of a better term, a convalescent type of toilet. So it sets up a good 4.5 inches off the ground by virtue of this base, which surprisingly, when I saw it, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna have some issues here, but there's really not. It's quite easy. This base gets bolted down. They come with lag bolts that are really long, and you can see the end of them here. So there are 2 wax rings that ends up going here. The first one is for the base, and the second one is for the toilet, and then it's just the lag bolts that come up through the top of the toilet. So it was really, really easy to put in, and it bumps up this this toilet quite far. And then of course a new vanity, which the painter has cluttered up a little bit, but you know, that's it. It is what it is. Couldn't make the bathroom any bigger. Couldn't really make the shower any bigger, although it looks bigger now. And this is done. So I'm out of here and on to the next job.